All right, men of Israel, Amachim. All right. Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the Isupk Alabama Sabbath service. We're going to read these prayers, man. We're going to start off with the Lord's Prayer.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Shabbat Shemayah.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Asha.
Asha.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa.
Bawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayah.
Bashemayah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Kawawak Nawa.
Kawawak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kawawak Yanawa.
Kawawak Yanawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabaya'ah Nawa.
Tabaya'ah Nawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashah Nawa.
Hawashah Nawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalaku.
Waha Allah.
Waha Allah.
Waha Tapara.
Waha Tapar. Waha Tapara.
La'awalamyam.
La'awalamyam.
Aman.
Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debt.
And forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. Right. This is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Baba Kushah.
Baba Kushah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Haka.
Laka.
Haka.
Haka.
La Rapa'ah.
La Rapa'ah.
Ka Malakal.
Ka Malakal.
Wakal.
Wakal.
Madawa.
Madawa.
Haka.
Haka.
Ladahar.
Ladahar.
Ha.
Ha.
Matazari.
Matazari.
Haka.
Haka.
Lahakoyam.
Lahakoyam.
Hamatay. Salaki. Hamatayam.
Hamatayam.
Haka.
Haka.
Al.
Al.
Ra Kawa.
Ra Kawa.
Hatamala Allah.
Hatamala Allah.
Lagarashan.
Lagarashan.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water of man.
The water of man. This is the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirit.
The power against unclean spirit.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. All right, this is bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Wayasha Allah.
Wayasha Allah.
Wahabaya.
Wahabaya.
Saparayam.
Saparayam.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan Hagan.
Magan Hadagan.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water of man.
The water of man. This is bless Israel in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua,
bless us,
and
Israel,
and
the school,
bless,
heal, shield, protect, in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. All right, this is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. All. Haharim. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Azari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Asha. Shamayim. Wa'aratazah. Ayatan. Lamawat. Regalka. All. Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Salakia. Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Call.
Call.
Ra.
Ra.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Ah.
Ah.
Salakia. Af Napashka.
Atnapaska.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'atka.
Taza'atka.
Wabawa'atka.
Baba Wa'atka.
Ma'ai.
Ma'ai.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalamya.
Awalamya. All right. It's Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill.
From which cometh my help.
From which cometh my help.
My help coming from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayaka.
Al-Damayaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tashakwat.
Tashakwat.
All.
All.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hana.
Hana.
Awabaya.
Abawina.
Yaka.
Yaka.
Yahama.
Yama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Wama.
Wama.
Shanaya.
Shanaya.
Yaka.
Yaka.
Nasha.
Nisha.
Wa.
Wa.
Rasha.
Rasha.
Al-Maka.
Al-Maka.
Ya'arayam.
Yarayam.
Sawad.
Sawa.
Waya.
Waya.
Taya Ataza.
Daya Ataza.
Wa.
Wa.
Salagi. Wayata Tazawa.
Wayata Tazawa.
Al-Tazapawan.
Al-Tazapawan.
Yaka.
Yaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanak. Salagi. Wanak Yadam.
Wanak Yadam.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazarka.
Yazarka.
Shamyar. Salagi. Sham.
Sham.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Awad.
Awad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'atazawa.
Nara'atazawa.
La'ab.
La'ab.
Yakad.
Yakad.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Baraya.
Baraya.
Yakara.
Yakara.
Al-Yahala.
Al-Yahala.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamaya La'ayam.
Wayashamaya Yalam.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa Abba.
Wahagarium.
Wahagarium.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawalak.
Wa'amawalak.
Palashat.
Palashat.
Yashabya.
Yashabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Malawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawa.
Zarawa.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Asha.
Asha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasayara.
Kasayara.
Kasayabayan.
Kasayabayan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashawan.
Kwayashawan.
Nashamad.
Nashamad.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Ba'ayan.
Ba'ayan.
The R.
Ba'ar.
Hayawan.
Hayawan.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shayatam.
Shayatam.
Nadiyaba.
Nadiyaba.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Ka'arab.
Ka'arab.
Waka.
Waka.
Za'aba.
Za'aba.
Ka'azabak.
Kazabak.
Wakatzalma.
Wakadzalma.
Call.
Call.
Nashayanawam.
Nashayanawam.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayatam.
Shayatam.
Kagoya.
Kankarya.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanyaw.
Lapanyaw.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabaria.
Tabaria.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harium.
Harium.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadapama.
Tharadapama.
Basaraka.
Basaraka.
Wabasawapaka.
Wabasabapaka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala.
Mala.
Panyaham.
Payaham.
Qualawan.
Qualawan.
Wayabakwash.
Wayabakwash.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabaowa.
Wabayaowa.
Ayaad.
Ayad.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Wayadadwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Akal.
Akal.
Ha'arataza.
Ha'arataza. Psalms 83. I got it right here. Psalms 183 in the English. Salaki. Psalms 83 in the English. Mm-hmm. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they have taken, and they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted. Against thy hidden one.
Against thy hidden one.
They have said.
Come.
And let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more remembered. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Say Lot. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. As to the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They have become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a ram. And like Zeb. Yea. All the princes of Zabah. And as Zamunah. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of God. In possession. Oh my God.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth of wood. As the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy temper. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Lord. Let them be confounded. And troubled. Forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth.
All right. We're going to say Yeshavim, which means to be seated. All right, man. Y'all get it. Clap it up one more time, man. I'll clap it up one more time, man. Great reading today, man. Great reading for the brother, man. Y'all did your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Throw this in here real quick and we're going to get it going. Going to say shalom. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Rakathan, all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Ilathan by Shemi Al-Shah, all the sisters. This is the Sabbath class, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the day we're supposed to come together and go over our culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Read this Hebrew, read these scriptures, and see what the Lord has for us to do, man. You know what I mean? Right. Normally, y'all will go into your Christian church and you know what I'm saying, and sing songs and play tambourines and, you know what I'm saying, try to hear a word of the Lord and go to sleep. But instead, we're going to get back to what the Lord told us to do, right. And that's to keep his commandments, man. That's what we're doing today, man. We're picking up at Genesis chapter 47 and verse 13, if I'm not mistaken.
12.
Verse 12. All right, we're going to pick up at verse 12. We're going to read that in the Hebrew Bible Shah, off to Zalma.
Come. This is Genesis 40. This is Genesis chapter 47, verse 12 in the Hebrew. Why call Yawasap Ath Abba Yawa Wa'ath Aka Yawa Wa'ath call Bayath Abba Yawa Lakam Lapaya Hasapat, verse 13. Walakam Ayan Bakal Ha'arataza Kaya Kabad Harab Ma'ad Watala Arataza Matazarium Arataza Kana'ain Mapanya Ha'arab verse 14. Yalaquat Yawasap call Hakasap Hana Mataza Barataza Matazarium Waba Arataza Kana'ai Bashabar Ashar Hum Shabarayim Wayaba'a Yawasap Hakasap Bayata Paraha. Verse 15. Wayatham Hakasap Arataza Matazarium Waya Rataza Kana'ain Waya Abawa Call Matazarium All Yawasap La Mar Habaha Lanaya Lakam Walama Namawath Nagak Gadak Kaya Apasa Kasap, verse 16. Wayamar Yawasap Abawa Konayakam Wa'athna Lakam Bamalkwan Yakam Apasa Kasap, verse 17. Waya Baya Awa Makwan Yaham All Yawasap Wayathan Laham Yawasap Lakam Basawap Yam Wa Baman Wa Bam Kwana Hatazan Wa Bankwana Habakwar Wa Bakari Rayam Wayan Halam Balakam Bakal Makwanham Bashana Hahawa'a verse 18. Where am I going to?
Yeah, this is read verse 18.
Watatham, Hashanah, Hahawa'ah, Wayab, Awa, Allah Yahweh, Bashana, Hashanayatha, Salaki, Hashanayath, Waya Amarwa, Lawa, La'a, Nakakar, Ahmad, Naya, Kaya, Thum, Hakasap, Waya Kwana, Habahama, All, Adanaya, La'a, Nashar, Lapanya, Adanaya, Balathya, Balathya, Gawayath, Nayawa, Wa'ad, Math, Nawa, Salaki.
All right. Good job, boy. Good job. So we're gonna read that in the English. Pick up in Genesis chapter 47, verse 12. Y'all bear with us just 1 second. Bible Kwasha. Bible Kwasha. All right. We're going to pick up at Genesis chapter 47, starting in verse 12. Now, if you remember what we read about previously, right? So there was a famine in the land of Canaan. There's a famine in the land of Egypt. And Joseph had Joseph's brothers and his father had to come get some food from Joseph, man. You know what I'm saying? They had to come all the way to Egypt from Canaan to get food to live through this famine, man. You understand? One thing to mention about that, man, we don't see a lot of famines right now because the oppressor has done everything they can to overcome this food shortage, man. They created food. They done started just growing cows on a single acre. You got 2 or 3 cows per acre, man. And that ain't even how it's supposed to be, man. You supposed to have 1 cow on like an acre or 2 just to have enough food to survive. You know what I'm saying? We're putting cows in smaller plots of land, man, to see what they can do to get over these famines. Hey, what, boy? Yeah, just make sure y'all can hear us, man. If you can't hear us, throw it in the chat, man. But yeah, that's what they're doing, man. It's like the oppressor is doing everything he can to make it so it's not a famine in the land. But it's really a famine in the land because you got so much stuff going on, man. But that's what Joseph and Jacob and his brothers had to deal with, man. Right. So now these brothers that came from Canaan and they come into Egypt to get the food. And the Egyptians are having to go to Joseph to get the food. Everybody in this area of the world are having to go to Egypt and having to go to Joseph to get fed. And that's what we're reading about right now. We're going to pick that up. Verse 12. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. So Joseph was in a position to be able to give that bread to his fathers and to his brothers and to their households, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord had to put Joseph in that position so he could take care of his family, man. Right. You understand?
If
you want to. Right.
Verse 13. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore.
Right.
So that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine.
So this is how bad the famine was, man. The famine was so bad that all the land of Canaan and the land of Egypt all started to faint because of this reason. They all started to fail and lose their strength because of this. So what they had to do, who they had to go to. Keep reading.
Verse 14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought.
Right.
And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house.
So all that money. So now Joseph is having to conduct business, man. And what you finna see, Joseph got to play for these boys. But Joseph had to play for these boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Joseph had to collect money to go buy corn and feed these people, man. You know what I'm saying? And all the money that they sold, all the corn that they sold to the people, you're going to see what happened, man. See this, watch this fire play that Joseph had to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth.
For the money faileth. Now, that's a lesson right there, man. Like, if you really listening and seeing what's going on, there's a famine in the land, and they had to take this money and go to other places and try to buy the food. Right. They had to go, like you living in America right now, you got to go to Canada to buy some food. You got to go to Mexico and buy some greens and buy some cabbage and buy some meat or whatever. You got to go to Europe and stuff to get this money. However, when you go to these places, they don't want your money. Right. They don't. Your money it's not enough. That money is no good for these other countries, man. Just like right now, you can't go to Canada and spend your U.S. dollars. Your U.S. dollars are no good. Your U.S. dollars fail in Canada. You understand? You got to convert that money. Right. You understand? So now when these folks try to get that money to convert over, that money failed. It didn't buy them what they needed. Right. So now what they had to do, they had to come right back to Joseph, man. Yeah. And Joseph had a fire-ass play. Keep reading about the shot.
Come. Verse 16. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fails.
So Joseph said, all right, no sweat. Your money don't work over there. Give me your cattle. And I will give you for your cattle. I will give you for your cattle, man. You know what I'm saying? I will give you something in exchange for your cattle. You want bread? No sweat. I give you this bread. You understand? I give you this bread. Keep reading.
Come. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph. And Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses and for flocks and for cattle of the herds and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year.
So they had to sell their cattle to Joseph just to get bread. They had to sell their cattle. You know what I'm saying? They had so all these people, all these Egyptians and all these Canaanites and all these people that were around him had to sell their cattle. You understand? They had to sell it to Joseph just so they could get bread. This is the last verse. Read this, Bible shot.
Go ahead. All they're gonna say Salakia, and they are in their own land, right?
God, they in Egypt.
God damn.
Yeah, God,
that's the power of the Most High. That's all.
Damn right. Damn right. I'm glad you brought that out. That is exactly the power of the Most High. Because if you realize, if you are pleasing to the Lord gonna protect you from all these famines. And no matter how much money you think you got in the bank, no matter how much money you say you got, when the Lord say it's time for you to lose, you're going to lose.
Right.
You understand? It don't matter what you've done. You big time. You got you a big basketball star. You a rap star. You know what I'm saying? You a big dope boy. When the famine comes, it's who the Lord with. It's who going to survive that famine. You understand? That's what's going to happen. Right. Keep reading about what's up.
Come, verse 18. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord.
Right.
How that our money is spent.
So they spent all their money and all their cattle. You understand? They sold their cattle to Joseph. They sold us for bread, right? They had to go all these other places to get bread and try to, you know what I mean, try to buy it. They took their money to all these different places to try to buy bread, and they ran out. And now they sold their cattle to Joseph, and now they're in a bad spot. Right. And now they got to go back to who? They got to go back to Joseph. They got to go back to Joseph. Keep reading.
Come. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle.
Right.
There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord.
Right.
But our bodies and our land.
Right. He said, what they say? He said, we will not hide it from my Lord. There's nothing. We ain't got nothing but our body and this land that we got right here. We done sold you all our cattle. You got all our cattle. Now all we got is just what's on our bodies and what's under our feet right now. You understand? And you're going to see how Joseph was very helpful. Joseph was very helpful in these next couple of verses. But we're going to read the Hebrew and we're going to get back into it. Verse 19, right? Let me pick up there. Verse 19. Lama'a, it's like a lamaha. Namawa, La'aya nayak gam. Anakaya, Slagi. Anakanawa gam. Adama Slagi. Adamatauna. Kwanaha. Athanawa. Wa'ath. Adamathanwa. Balakam. Wanahaya. Anakanawa. Wa'adamath. Nawa. Abadiyam. Lapara'a. Wathan. Zarai. Wanaka. It's like Wanakaya. Wala'a. Namawath. Waha Dama. La'a. Thasham, verse 20. Wayakwan. Yawasap. Ath. Call. Adamath. Matazarayam. Lapa. Laparai. Laparai. Kaya. Makara. Matazarayam. By Ayash. Shadawa. Kaya. Kazak. Kazakwa. Slagi. Kazakwa. Slagi. Alaham. Harad. Wathaya. Ha'arataza. Lapara. Verse 21. Wa'ath. Ha'aim. Ha'ai. Bayar. Atawa. La'arayam. Makwa Tazaha. Gabawal. Matazarayam. Wa'ai. Kwatazahawa. Verse 22. Rakwa. Adamath. Haka Hanyam. La'a. Kwanaha. Kaya. Kakwa. Lakaha Nayam. Ma'ath. Harai. Wa'akwa. Wa'aka Lawa. Ah. Kakwam. Ashar. Nathan. Laham. Para. Al. Khan. La. Makara. Ath. Adama. Adama. Adam Tha. Adatham. Verse 23. Waya Amar. Yawasap. Al. Haim. Han. Kwanathaya. Athakam. Hayawam. Wa'ath. Adamatha kam. Laparai. Ha'a. Lakam. Zarai. Wazarai. Atham. Ath. Ha'adam. Verse 24. Wa haya. Bata bawa'ath. Wanath satham. Kamaya shayath. Lapara. Wa'arab. Wa'arabai. Hayadath. Yahweh. Yahaya. Lakam. Lazarah. Hashadah. Wala'ah. Kalakam. Wala Ashar. Babath. Yakam. Wala Akal. Lata. Pakam. Verse 25. Waya Amarwa. Hakayath. Nawa. Namataza'a. Khan. It's like Kana. Ba'aya. Naya. Adana. It's like Adanaya. Wa. Haya. Yanawa. Abadium. La Para. La Paraha. All right. Yeah, so let's get back into this and see how Joseph helped them out after all they had was their bodies in their land. See what they say about that one.
The book of Genesis 47:19. Mm-hmm. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes?
See, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes? So they like, so we're gonna have to die now. All we got is our body. We gave you everything else. What you gonna do for us? Keep going.
Come. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land?
Right. Both we and our land. They were gonna lose everything. They was gonna lose their land and they were gonna lose their life. Keep going.
Come. Buy us and our land for bread.
He said, buy us and our land for bread. This is the kind of power that Joseph had in Egypt, man. This is the kind of power that Joseph had in Egypt. And if you're not really seeing the point right now, this is the kind of power we're going to have when we run the earth.
Damn right.
This is the kind of power we're going to have when the Lord raises us up and puts us in our rightful position. You understand? These Egyptians, these were the ones that ran the whole earth at this time. Everybody was going to Egypt for knowledge. Everybody was going to Egypt for everything. And these Egyptians was coming to Joseph and saying, Joseph, man, buy us, man. Buy us. You know what I'm saying? Buy us and our land for bread. Keep going.
Right. And we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die,
right?
That the land may not desolate.
Right, that the land be not desolate. Damn right. Now they said we were going to be servants unto Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because Joseph was under Pharaoh, right? He was Pharaoh, so like Joseph was Pharaoh's second. Keep going.
Come, verse 20. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh.
Right.
For the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them.
So because of this famine, this is why they got this power. This is why they had to go to Joseph, because of this famine that's in the land. Now, these famines are in the land right now. These natural disasters are in the land right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? But this white man is doing everything they can to prevent that famine from overtaking them. They're doing everything they can to not let COVID be the nail in the coffin.
Right.
They trying to do everything they can. They don't want this meningitis. They don't want this cholera. They don't want all this monkeypox and everything else they got going on to be the straw that broke the camel's back. So they're gonna make food. However, they can't fight it for long. You understand? These natural disasters you can't defeat for long.
Right.
The Lord gonna win in the end. That's all it is to it. You understand? Keep going about.
Come. So the land became Pharaoh. Verse 21. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other end thereof.
Right. So he moved all these people off their land. So no longer did they have this land, and he put them in cities. Like what you see right now. You got cities where everybody is located, but you go out to the country, you got all this acres of land. Who owned all that acres of land? You don't know. But in this case, Pharaoh owned all that. And Joseph owned that because he bought all that. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 22. Only the land of the priest bought he not, for the priest had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh.
Right.
And did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them.
Right.
Wherefore they sold not their land.
So these priests of Pharaoh, they didn't have to sell their land. You understand? Because Pharaoh gave them their land. Then he said, this is their portion. Who also did Pharaoh give land to? Who else did Pharaoh give land to?
He gave land to Jacob.
He gave land to Jacob. So now, everybody had to sell their land except for these priests and Jacob. You understand? Everybody had to sell their land except for Israel, man. You understand? These Israelites were the ones that didn't have to sell their land. Now, I'm not talking about these priests. I'm talking about Jacob's brothers. We saying Jacob's sons, they didn't have to sell their land. Their household, they kept on their land. Everybody else had to, man. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 23. Then Joseph said unto the people, behold, I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land.
Right.
Verse 24. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh.
Right.
And 4 parts shall be your own.
Right.
For the seed of the field and for your food. And for them of your households and for food for your little.
So now you understand what's going on. So now these folks had this land, they owned this land, and they worked this land, and they grew this land, and they passed it down to children and children until they children's children. But this famine came, and now they had to sell their land. They had to give this land up because they couldn't keep it. So Joseph bought it. Joseph owned that land now. And what did he do? He put them right back out to the work. Now you go back out there and work that land. You understand? And you give us a tax. You have to pay a tax. He said he wants 20% out of everything that you do. He wants you to give it to me. You understand? That's the kind of power that Joseph had in his land, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good deal. He could have took all of it. That's what your oppressor taking more than 20%.
Right.
Your oppressor is taking way more than 20% from you. You understand? But Pharaoh said, I'm gonna just take 20%. You do the rest of it on your own. You understand? So what's the point, man? In this power that you have, man, the power that Joseph had is the same power that we'll have and more. Right. Once the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Once we get back to our righteous identity and keeping these commandments, that's when we get the power. Right. That's when we'll have the power to be able to say, like, this is ours. We're going to take this aside. This is going to be for us. And we're going to be over kingdoms and nations and all these different things. But we're not going to have that by voting for Joe Biden. Right. You're not going to have that for voting for Donald Trump, man. Right. The only way you're going to get that is by following after the Lord, man. By choosing him and letting him be your father, man. Letting him be your ruler. Right. You understand? You got anything you want to add to that?
Lots.
All right. I think we're back in the Hebrew now, right?
We got 25.
Good.
We got to read. Okay, you stopped at 24.
I think so. What did we stop at 24? What was it? 18?
Yeah. Okay. You stopped at 24.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll read back in Hebrew.
It's Genesis 47:25 in the Hebrew. Mm-hmm. Why Ya'amawa Hakayath Nawa Na Mataza'a Khan Ba'a Yanaya Adanaya Waha Yayanaywa Ibadyam La Para'a. Verse 26. Why Yasham Ata Yawasa La Kokwa I Ha Yawam Haza'a Al Adama Matazarium La Para Lakamash Rakwa Adamath Hakahanyam Labadam La'a Hayata La Para. Verse 27. Why Yashab Yasha'ala Barataza Matazaria Barataza Gashan Waya Kazawa Ba Wayap Parawa Waya Salaki Waya Rabwa Ma'ad verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
Waya kaya Ya'ikwa Barataza Matazarium Shabbat Ashara Shana Wayahaya Yayam Salaki Yam Ya Yaikwa Shanaya Kayayawa Shabbat Shabayam Waya Rab Salaki Wa'ar Bayam Wa Amath Shana, verse 29. Wa Yai Korabwa Yamaya Yasha'ala Lama Ya I'm Salaki Lama Wath Yai Yakwa Ra'a Labanwa La Yaikwa I'm gonna see Salaki Yai Yawasap Wa Amar Lawa Na'a Matazar Athya Khan Ba'ai Yan Yak Shayam Na'a Yadak Salaki Takaf Ya Kaya Wa'ai Shayath Imadya Kasad Wa Amath All Ana Tha Kobaranaya Ba Maratazarium verse 30 Why Shaba Salaki Why Shakab Daya Ain Abathya Wana Sha'athnaya Mama Salaki Ma Matazarium Wa Wakwab Rathnaya Bakwa Baratham Waya Amar Ana Kaya Aisha Karabarak verse 31 Yai Salaki Wa Ya Amar Ha Shaba Laya Waya Shaba Lawa Yai Wa Yash Takwa Salaki Wa Yashtakwa Ya Sha'ala Al Ra'ash Ha Hamat Salaki yeah Hama'at
I'm right. That's what I'm saying. I'm right. All right. Let me read it.
I get it. What we
Verse 25.
This is Genesis 47, verse 25, English. And they said, Thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants.
All right. So they was fine giving Joseph his text, man. They was fine giving their lands and giving all their power. You understand? And being under Joseph's foot because he took care of them. You understand? And that's the same way it's going to be, man. I keep saying that during this class, but that's the same way it's going to be, man. They're going to be happy to serve Israel. They're going to be happy to find some protection from this famine, from these natural disasters which are driven by God. They're going to be happy to be under your foot because they know they're going to get protection under us.
Right.
All right? Keep going, Baba.
Come. Verse 26. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt until this day that Pharaoh should have the fifth part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh.
All right. So these priests kept that, man. And I need to confirm. I'm going to check with all sides of odd and confirm that those priests were Pharaoh's priests and not ours, not the, you know what I'm saying, priests of the Lord. I need to confirm that. I'll check and make sure on that. All right. Keep going.
Verse 27. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly.
So while all the rest of the world was having to give up their cattle, give up their land, give up everything, well, what you see right here, Israel dwelt, and they exceedingly increased, man.
Right.
You understand? Because the Lord loves you, black man. You understand? Why didn't you fall victim to this famine? Because the Lord loves you, man. You understand? The Lord loves Israel. He loves Jacob, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, he put his hedge of protection around them, man. You know what I'm saying? And they multiplied greatly. Keep going.
Come, verse 28. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years.
Right. This is how old Jacob lived. And he said, if you remember early in the chapter, he said that when he first got there, he was like 130 years, but he had not reached the age of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac, right? He ain't reached their age, even being 100 and something. He was still a baby in his eyes. But what you a baby at 21 right now? You know what I'm saying? You getting old at 60.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We old at 65 and 70 right now. Lucky to make it past 40 right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this brother was 137, 140, 147 years? 147 years, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to live long lives. But because we eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, because we unalive our brothers, because we don't have love for our people, because we don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we die early.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We die early, and now we suffer. You understand? And now I can't see my father live to be 100 and some years old. I got to lose my father at 40. My child got to lose their father at 75 years old, something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is, man. You know what I mean? So let's keep going on that bubble.
So come, verse 29. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called his son Joseph and said unto him, if now I have found grace in thy sight, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me.
Right.
Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt.
Now, this is his dying wish. Don't bury me amongst these Hamites.
Right. Right.
He said, don't bury me amongst these disgusting Hamites, man. And that was his dying wish on his deathbed, man. He said, on his deathbed, don't put me with these Hamites, man. Whatever you do, Lord, deal kindly with me. He basically, I don't want to say he begging, but he basically begging Joseph, man. Hey, bro, listen, man. Listen, if you do anything, don't put me with. And he realized that he ain't with he was different from these people, man. Right. He realized that he wasn't no Hamite. He said, don't put me with these nasty ass Hamites, man. You know what I'm saying? He told Joseph to swear to him and deal kindly with him. You know what I'm saying? Don't put me in these Egypt, man. Keep going.
Come. Verse 30. But I will lie with my fathers.
Right.
And thou shalt carry me out of the land, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as thou hast said.
As a dutiful son, that's what he did. As a dutiful son, Joseph said, I will do as you have said. I will bury you with your father. You understand? I will bury you with your father. Keep going.
Come. And he said, swear unto me. And he swore unto him. And Israel bowed himself upon the bed's head.
Gave up the ghost, as you Christians say. Right? Well, I don't know about that. Well, he bowed his head on the bed. He went to. So, all right. So what's the point, man? What are we talking about? All of this is together and talking about what? That this is a representation of power. This is just a snippet of what your power can look like once you get back on the side of the Lord. Once the Lord smiles out on us and put his face on us and raises us up out of this condition. This is an example of the power you can have. You know what I'm saying? While you voting for power, while you praying for power, you going to your Christian pastor saying, hey man, let's get some white folks in here so we can be kind to these people. You know what I'm saying? But never realizing that you are different. You want to join with these Africans and be a Pan-Africanist, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? When this right here tells you that you was not African. This right here tell you that there's a difference between Joseph and Africans, man. Joseph and these Egyptians, man. You know what I'm saying? And they realized that difference. And even though they realized that difference, he was still in power and handled business like he was supposed to. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got anything you want to say on that? So with that, man, we're gonna get these prayers up. If there's any questions, man, y'all type them in the chat. The 2 or 3 people that are watching it, man, if y'all got any questions, you know what I'm saying, y'all are honored guests, as they say in the Christian church, man.
Right,
You know what
right.
Y'all go ahead on and put some questions in the chat, man. We're gonna take care of that. We're gonna do that one. And bear with me 1 second. 1 second.
Want me to read it in the Hebrew?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I give y'all a couple of seconds to put your questions in the chat as we get ready to close this thing on out, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe on Isupk Alabama, man. Check out the TikTok page, man. You know what I'm saying? We got videos going up every week. You know what I mean? We got multiple videos trying to go up every week. Like you. Man. We got that going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We just be on the lookout, man. We got a lot of stuff going on in Isupk Alabama, man. Isupk Alabama on the rise, man. You know what I mean? Right. We on the rise, man. So y'all better check in. Come on, get in class. We every Tuesday at the Richard Shower Center, man. Every Tuesday at the Richard Shower Center, 6:30. If you're in Huntsville, or you can watch us right here on Isupk Alabama, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to get into school, put on all black, man. You know what I mean? Get down with your brothers, man. And even if you don't identify as an Israelite, you can still come to class and bring your questions, man, and we can build amongst our people, man. Right. That's the point, is we're trying to build with our people, man. If you are not black, Hispanic, or Native, you are not welcome. But if you are black, Hispanic, or Native, welcome, come on in, man. You ain't got to be an Israelite. You ain't going to bite you, you know what I'm saying? Right. But be welcome to come on through, man. Come on and build with us, man. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to build a nation here. Just like what we read in these scriptures. This is what we're trying to do here, man. You understand? This is what we're trying to do. Build up our city. Pull our brothers out of these ghettos, man. Pull our people out of these ghettos and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But with that, that's it. I don't see no questions typed in. We're going to say, Men of Israel, I match them. We're going to read this, read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew and in the English. We'll say, Wapan Yah HaKudan, which means turn and face the east. That's that way for us.
All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwak.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Asha.
Asha.
Baratazah.
Baratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashama.
Bashma.
Nathanlanau.
Nathanlanau.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaklanau.
Wasalaknau.
Kabawaknau.
Kabawaknau.
Kasalaknau.
Kasalaknau.
Kabawakyanau.
Kawawakinau.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabayanau.
Tabayanau.
Banasai one.
Banasai one.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawshanau.
Hawshanau.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Rakah.
Rakah.
Amalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wahatapara.
Wahatapar.
La'awalamyam.
La'awalamyam.
Aman.
Aman. It's the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debt.
And forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debt.
As we forgive our debt.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
We're going to do one courteous salute to the brothers, men of Israel. I match you. I match you Shabbat. I match you. Rock. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah. Yajmatah. Do a courteous salute to the We're going to do a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I match you. I match you Shabbat. I match you. Rock. Yahweh Shema Lathan Ba'Shem Yahushua. Yajmatah. Class dismissed.